everybody. This is Andrew Scott. Get to know. Today we continue on our journey through the 50 states and the most common sex crime committed towards children in each state. Tonight we will be going through New Mexico to South Carolina. And then I'll do another quick recap of the past states we've done, and maybe do a couple of definitions of what these crimes mean, what the definitions of these crimes are, the legal definitions, and whatnot. First off, I'd like to thank everybody who watches these videos. I hope that they're reaching people and actually helping some people. This major problem with parasites in our country has gotten out of hand. It's out of control, and I just hope that somebody watches these videos and it helps them come forward with their abuse if they're being abused, or how to realize when somebody's being abused in their family or a friend. This chomo shit that's going on in our country is horrible, and just hopefully these videos reach somebody and it helps them in a positive way. Really, that's the main reason why I'm doing these. That's the main reason why I started this channel, was to hopefully help somebody stop being abused, or help somebody to not commit suicide over their abuse, or I just hope it helps somebody. So with that being said, I thank all you guys for being here. I really do appreciate your support. Be careful around these times of year, just because, the holiday season, lots of family around, and unfortunately family members are the ones that are most common to get to your kids. So just be vigilant, stay active, stay aware, pay attention to what's going on, because you never know who it's going to be that's going to be chomo. So thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. So, New Mexico, most common sex crimes committed against children. Most common sex crime committed against children in New Mexico is internet crimes against children. And number 2 is rape and sexual assault. New York, the same as New Mexico, in number 2 anyway. Number 1 is rape, and number 2 is sexual assault. North Carolina, top 2 crimes against children are sexual abuse of a child and child pornography. North Dakota, we had this one come up yesterday in our last series on this topic, and I think this is the second time out of all the states that this has came up. But North Dakota, number 1 crime against children is continuous sexual abuse of a child. And statutory rape. Ohio, child sexual abuse and rape of a child. And this was kind of, for Ohio not being that big of a state and whatnot, this was kind of this factor was kind of a shocking one for me. But on average, Ohio's criminal system, or CPS, Child Protective System, they received an average of 10 reports of childhood sexual abuse every day in Ohio. That one kind of was kind of shocking for me, I guess. Oklahoma, sexual abuse of a child, number one, and number two is lewd acts on a child. Oregon, number one is rape, and number two is sodomy. And also, a little fact about Oregon. Oregon also has the most registered sex offenders per capita than any other state in the union. So think about that before you just pack up and move your family to Oregon. I'm just saying. Rhode Island, number one, sexual assault, and number two is child pornography. In South Carolina, lewd and lascivious acts against a child is number one, and number two is sexual battery. So quick recap. Hi, sister. I'm glad you're here. We just got here in time to hear the recap of all the states we've done so far. Alabama, rape and rape in the second degree. Alaska, sexual assault of a minor and sexual abuse of a minor. Arizona, child sex trafficking, number one, and number two is child pornography. Arkansas, rape of a child, number one, and number two is sexual assault against the child. California, rape of a child, and number two is child sexual assault. California has some of the strictest penalties for sex crimes against children, yet the number of convictions keep going up each year. And for a state that has some of the harshest penalties towards chomos, and their numbers are steadily rising, it makes it even more scary for me. Colorado, sexual assault, number one. Number two is aggravated sexual assault. Connecticut, child pornography, possession and distribution of child pornography. Number two is sexual assault. Delaware, sexual exploitation and rape and sexual assault. Florida, child pornography and sexual battery, number one, number two. Quick fact about Florida: child molestation is a strict liability claim, which means a defendant cannot automatically, and means defendants are automatically barred from arguing that they were unaware of the child's age. So I think that's a good one for. Hello, William Pennington. How are you? Haven't seen you on here before. How are you today, sir? So I give kudos to Florida for that. Georgia, solicitation of sodomy is number one, and number two is aggravated child molestation. Child molestation and statutory rape. Those three crimes take up are accountable for 91% of all sex crimes committed towards children in Georgia. Hawaii, statutory rape is number one, and number two is sexual assault. And Hawaii reports that they see numbers steadily rising in Hawaii. Idaho, my home state, number one is rape of a child, and number two is lewd conduct with a child under the age of 16 years old. And Idaho follows suit with Hawaii with continuous numbers of continually rising crimes against children, sex crimes being committed against children. Illinois, aggravated criminal sexual assault. Number two is child pornography. Indiana, rape and child molestation and possession of child pornography. Iowa, continuous sexual abuse of a child and child sexual assault. Kansas, aggravated indecent liberties with the child and rape or statutory rape. Kentucky, internet crimes against children and statutory rape. Kentucky's child abuse rate is more than double the national average. Let that sink in for a second. Louisiana, Rape, sexual battery, rape and sexual battery, number 1, and child possession of child pornography is number 2. Maine, child pornography and sexual exploitation of a child. Maryland, rape and sex with minors and child pornography. Massachusetts, rape of a child and indecent assault and battery on a child under 14. Michigan, first degree sexual assault, sexual conduct, and second degree sexual conduct. What's the difference between first and second degree in Michigan is first degree is actual penetration, and second degree is touching or forcibly making them touch you. Minnesota, child sexual assault and sexual exploitation of a child. Mississippi, statutory rape and sexual battery. Missouri, rape and sodomy and sexual assault. Montana, rape and lewd conduct under 16. Nebraska, rape and sexual assault. Nevada, incest and voyeurism. New Hampshire, aggravated sexual assault and sex trafficking of a child. New Jersey, molestation and statutory rape. New Mexico, internet crimes against children and rape and sexual assault. New York, rape and sexual assault. North Carolina, sexual abuse of a child and child pornography. North Dakota, continuous sexual abuse of a child, number 1, and number 2 is statutory rape. Ohio, child sexual abuse, and number 2 is rape of a child. On an average day, 10 reports of child sexual abuse are made in the state of Ohio. Oklahoma, sexual abuse of a child and lewd acts on a minor. Oregon, rape and sodomy, and also Oregon has the highest number of registered sex offenders per capita in the United States. Pennsylvania, sexual abuse of a child and child pornography. Rhode Island, sexual assault and child pornography. South Carolina, lewd and lascivious acts against a child and sexual battery. A couple definitions to help you guys know what they are. Aggravated indecent liberties is willfully take or attempt to take any immoral, improper, or indecent liberties with a child for the purpose of arousing or gratifying sexual desire, or willfully commit or attempt to commit any lewd or lascivious act upon a child under the age of 16 years old. Lewd and lascivious conduct is defined as as a sexual act. I also lived in Lubbock, Texas, and close to the Mexican border. Okay, well, I appreciate you being here, William. I really do. Lewd and lascivious conduct is defined as a sexual act that is offensive to community standards of decency and usually involves a child. Physical penetration is not necessary. It is a type of sex crime often charged as a felony sex offense. One example of lewd and lascivious is intentionally groping a minor. Aggravated sexual assault or rape is defined as some form of sexual penetration on another against a person's will or without consent. Aggravated sexual abuse means to knowingly cause another person to engage in a sexual act by using force against that person, or by threatening or placing the person in fear that any person will be subjected to death, serious bodily injury, or kidnapping, or attempt to do so. Sexual exploitation of a minor refers to a range of crimes and activities involving the sexual abuse of exploitation of a child for the financial benefit of any person or in exchange for anything of value, including monetary and non-monetary benefits, giving or receiving by any person. Okay. And tomorrow we'll wrap up this. Series of on states and whatnot. I really appreciate everybody who watches these videos. William, if you don't know what this channel is about creating a way to get the laws and penalties changed towards sex crimes. Darlene, do you know William personally? He used to work with law enforcement. Oh, right on. Right on. Well, I appreciate him stopping by. I wish he would have stayed a little while longer, but it is what it is. But this channel is dedicated to making a difference in this world when it comes to, or at least in the United States, when it comes to crimes against children, when it comes to sex crimes against children. So that's what this channel's about, is creating awareness of how bad the problem has really gotten and how I think we could change it. I know that if none of us do anything about it, it's just going to get worse and worse, and it's something that an ex-law enforcement and am a legal assistant as well, although retired. Nice. Well, I appreciate you being here, William. I really do. Anybody that watches these videos, it means the world to me. Your guys' support is extremely important for me. So I appreciate you being here. But this channel is dedicated to making a difference in sex crimes and penalties, and standing up for people who have been abused, and standing up to the judicial system and demanding harsher sentences and stricter penalties when it comes to crimes committed against children. This channel's not about any of the YouTube drama bullshit. It's not about any of that kind of shit. It's legitimately about making a change in our world before it's out of hand, and it's already getting there. Oh, well, I appreciate you saying that, William. That means a lot to me. I've never really looked at it like that, but I think that's the first time I've ever had anybody put it that way or say that to me in that way. So that means a lot to me. I really appreciate it, man. I really do. So with that being said, I'm going to make this a short one. I'm going to wrap this up. I hope this video helps people. I hope all my videos help people. And if you watch this video, you like what you hear, but you hate what you hear because it's disgusting, please like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button for me. I know I'm just a little rinky-dink 117 subscriber channel, but hey, that's 117 people that obviously see things the way I do and feel the way I do and support this cause. So with that being said, I love all you guys. Thank you for the support. Keep your heads up. I hope God treats you well. I hope life treats you well. Love you too, sister. William Pennington, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. With that being said, this is Get to Know, and remember, one child is one too many. Good night, everybody.